Morning, welcome back. Word on the street.
The guy running this channel, he's been visiting a lot of supermarkets recently, eating a lot of groceries. Why you ask? Cause they're healthy for yous. Ain't that common knowledge? Too much protein. Wise guy, eh?
Hey, there's no time for jokes right now. In this economy, everyone wishes they could be more like too much protein guy.
Look at eggs, costing the same amount as a t-shirt from H&M. Look at the 85% tariffs on the whole entire world.
More like I am terrified. Watching the stock market take a big tumble just as bad as Scarlett did. Didn't think we'd be doing a speed run into a recession in just a few months. You telling me I gotta choose between a nice 8-ounce steak dinner once a month or paying my electricity bill? Oh, thank God. Our wallets and purses, they're feeling a lot skinnier these days. And we can really feel the effects of the market collapse when buying food. But it wasn't always like this.
As a small child, I fondly remember grocery store trips to Superstore and Safeway being a fun outside of the house activity. You tag along with your parents who still have that hopeful gleam in their eyes as you watch them fill a shopping cart to the brim with food. And then you, like a little gremlin,
will quietly sneak things into the cart when no one was looking. Shut up.
Mom, what do you mean I can't buy purple ketchup? My Totino's isn't gonna taste the same. But honey, you already have so much. Yes, Mom, I already finished my Pokemon pasta noodles earlier. And yes, also my Hubba Bubba bubblegum in a detergent container. Look, just get me the purple ketchup, lady. I'm this close to canceling you on TikTok. Honey, I don't understand what that means.
Not to sound 50 years old, but as a 50-year-old would say, what a time with not a phone in sight. All we had to deal with were overstimulating design choices and marketing ads with questionable ethics. Really missing grocery stores from 30 years ago.
Where families could leave with paper bags full of fresh fruit and vegetables, not having to worry about the Costco mafia chasing them down when the check they paid with bounces.
Don't think grocers take checks anymore, but hey, with the way inflation is going, we're gonna have to take out loans to start feeding ourselves. At least we have good old technology now. With a few beep boops on our phone, someone will deliver groceries right to your door. With a light dusting of cigarette ashes on your gala apples. I know, I'm oversimplifying things. I got a case of the back in my day, but at this current time, you can really see the class divide between the ultra rich and the rest. You ever heard of the term classy if you're rich, trashy if you're poor? Doing the exact same activity in two different tax brackets are entirely different experiences.
Depending on how much you have in your bank account, you either get looked down on and called low class, or you're seen as a cool, chill guy who's on top of trends.
It's not just the S&P 500 and Dow Jones fueling the economy, it's also the aesthetics economy as well.
Heading down to your local farmer's market and paying $20 for a single piece of fruit is boho chic. Buying a bag of oranges for $1 from a New York fruit stand.
Uh-oh, stinky, according to this New York native.
I'm just like scared of getting sick or something. It doesn't seem very sanitary, but I see a lot of people going there.
Before the invention of the supermarket, people would sell produce out in the open all the time. Think farmers markets and roadside stalls.
Independent mom and pop businesses making an honest living by growing their own inventory. The original grocery stores.
This business model isn't as popular as it was before, but some are still thriving, depending on the area they're in.
Oh, except in 2008, when two little girls in California got their fruit stand shut down for selling in a non-commercialized zone.
Sorry kids, no more ripping off adults with your 25-cent lemonade with horrible water to lemon ratio. We're onto you. After years of issuing out licenses and making sure food safety protocols are being followed, these sidewalk stands are now known as a legit place to buy cheap produce and are a staple in cities like New York.
This is something I just learned. The reason they can sell for crazy prices, like $1 for an entire bag of grapes, is because they have way less expenses compared to supermarkets. No need to pay for rent, storage, electricity bills, middleman fees for transporting the produce. Plus, their inventory is ripe, so it needs to be sold and eaten right away.
The last time I tried to buy grapes in the US 10 years ago, I got jump scared by a $20 price tag when they rang me up at the cash register. That was my fault. It was my first time traveling without an adult. And I didn't know about adult things, like price per pound. Fruit stands are also a staple, and often seen
in action movies from the early 2000s.
You notice that? Every time there's a chase scene, at least one fruit stand will be a victim of a hit and run. They're not the most glamorous place to buy produce, but they get the job done. Although, a concerned citizen had a burning question for all New Yorkers. Who's actually buying from these fruit stands? Aren't they scared of getting sick?
New York City people, are we buying fruit from those fruit stands on the side of the road? I have a fruit stand guy on my corner and we always say hi to each other when I walk past, but I've never actually bought anything there from the year that I've been in this neighborhood. I'm on the Upper East Side for reference. I'm just like scared of getting sick or something. It doesn't seem very sanitary, but I see a lot of people going there, so it must be decent. I don't know. Please advise.
Wait, she asked, and then she answered her own question. Huh? This thought has already been processed. Well, she asked a question on the internet and she received.
New Yorkers left comments on her video, which has now been deleted, about how these stands are perfectly safe to eat from, as long as you wash your produce like you would when buying from a grocery store.
To that lady on the Upper East Side who does not believe in buying from the fruit carts, I'm gonna show you my haul. The fruit carts on the side of the street in New York they're one of my favorite things about the city.
This is a message to that Upper East Side fruit Karen. What the heck were you talking about? First off, look at how fresh all this fruit looks. Like, my local grocery store doesn't even have mangoes and pineapple. This is where the locals actually go shop for their fruit and veggies because they know what's up. And look at these prices. Like, you can't beat that. Also, I do this with all fruit that I get at the grocery store, regardless of where I buy it. But you notice how I'm doing this thing called washing your fruit?
All fresh produce is dirty to some degree. You know that mist of water that always turns on right when your head is underneath the hose? Yeah, it ain't doing too much in terms of washing away dirt. Before you even start chomping on your apple, it's already been touched by dirt, strangers, thousands of insects, and transported on a hot truck with dust flying all over the place.
People found it weird how she labeled these specific fruit stands as unsanitary, when buying produce from an organic farmer's market on the Upper East Side is essentially the same thing. You also gotta pick through and find the good stuff. Immigrant parents and my mom know what's up. They will rummage through the entire produce section and find the best piece of fruit. Cause even grocery stores will have moldy, squishy tomatoes hiding underneath, waiting for an unsuspecting Asian grandpa to pick it up.
That grandpa was me, and I was not happy.
This New York lady didn't go into specifics when mentioning fruit stands.
I'm assuming she's not talking about a well-organized, color-coded, brightly lit, Instagrammable fruit stand.
But something more rough around the edges, like this.
Maybe run by someone who doesn't look like they shop at the most expensive grocery store in LA.
Her account doesn't exist anymore, but apparently she made a follow-up video
where she calls out New York for its trash, rats, dog poop, and says the city vibes feel too dirty to trust food from street vendors.
Which, okay, sure. A rat, a cockroach, and a bag of garbage walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, I'm walking here." The bar's actually just a street in New York. It's not a city known for its cleanliness, so I get the concern. But as long as your food isn't raw dogging, sitting on the dirty ground next to piles of garbage, and people's dogs aren't pooping on the strawberries, then you'll be fine. These fruit stands have to follow food safety laws too. If you really want to be safe, you can cook your fruit until it's dry, like a unseasoned chicken breast.
Or wash them, like we did 5 years ago when we were all locked inside.
We were giving jugs of juice a sponge bath like we were about to eat the bottle after. Now we can't even be bothered. Washing the container your food comes in? Too much work. Just like making a doctor's appointment. I'm busy. I don't know which doctor to go to. This weird thing on my body, it'll probably go away on its own, right? It's a feeling we all know too well. Getting over that daunting roadblock is the first step.
And thanks to ZocDoc, they've simplified the whole process. No more reason to delay getting that checkup. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click instantly to book an appointment. Filter through their roster of 100,000 plus doctors by location, ratings, insurance, and which field they specialize in, from mental health, dental health, and more.
I like doing things myself, and using ZocDoc is a great way to have more control over appointments. Even having just a little bit of extra information about my doctor is reassuring. Once you find the right fit, pick a time slot, and within 24 to 72 hours, you'll typically have an appointment ready to go. Sometimes even on the same day if your schedules match. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments.
And go to ZocDoc.com/Edvasian to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Edvasian, ZocDoc.com/Edvasian.
Like I mentioned before, we live in an aesthetics-driven economy. It's pretty much social media currency at this point. Buying nectarines from a French fruit stand on your vacay in Europe is much more glamorous than picking up fruit from a shabby looking stand in New York City when it's basically the same thing.
The only difference? One's better suited for an Instagram post, while the other one's there just to feed people. Although, anything can turn into an aesthetic nowadays.
Now it's cool to have a poor person's aesthetic, but only if you're well off. Even poverty has turned into a trend. Check out these fashion brands.
We got tenderized jeans falling off the bone, selling for $2,000 a pair. Can't tell if these were human-made or thrown into a pit of lions made. There's a duct tape bracelet that costs the same amount as someone's rent in New York.
Here's some other examples of classy if you're rich, trashy if you're poor.
Quitting your job and starting a new adventure with your wife and kids by living inside a van for a year. Day drinking wine from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with the lorazepam mom from White Lotus. Getting rid of all your real teeth and replacing them with fake ones. And last but not least, taking your money and setting it on fire for fun.
Which brings us to the most expensive and the most contentious grocery store in the US, Erewhon.
As you can see, I really didn't get much, but my total ended up being $204 for only 7 items.
Over the years, its popularity has skyrocketed. I'm pretty sure it's because of its association with rich celebrities and influencer culture.
When you spend $20 for a single Japanese strawberry,
oh well, just wasted $20.
And $30 on ice spheres that look like an REQ, it portrays a certain type of image, like you're part of an exclusive club with 6-figure salaries. The Erewhon brand relies on exclusivity because of the price point, and carrying uncommon products you can't find anywhere else. Pretty much everything you see in the store goes through a strict vetting process to make sure the product matches their standards of health and wellness before it can even make it onto the shelves.
This place has become super popular with content creators. Even my YouTube brain is thinking, maybe I should go here and try some stuff. Sure, give me that hormone-free water and La Lisa Thai iced tea drink. I got $50 to spare, you only live once.
Yeah, you can throw it in my Erewhon tote bag I got for $17. Think I'll go ahead and put this back.
On one side, you have people making content on how ridiculously expensive their products are while trying them to see if it's worth the price.
We're at the most expensive grocery store in the country trying $175 of the most popular items.
They're so heavy. Stare.
Here we have lunch trays with mac and cheese, some poke, some vegetables, 2 little White Castle sized burgers, all for the low price of $9.6.
Oh, there's no decimal point here. 9.6 as in $96. And then on the other side, you have Erewhon influencers
who like to use the store as a place for content, which tends to do very well. Seeing people with a different lifestyle eat things you normally wouldn't is a popular genre.
I don't think Erewhon is a bad store. It's there for a certain clientele. The option's there and people can make their own choices of where they want to buy their food.
If you're looking for the most organic, the most niche, and the most nutrient-dense foods money can buy, Erewhon's the place for you. If you live in a food desert where it's hard to find fresh produce and are looking for good deals, fruit stands are where you want to go.
I mean, I'd shop at Erewhon if they had something I really wanted and couldn't get anywhere else. You know, ever since I saw Ari carrying that delicious looking orb, I always wondered, if I bit into that thing, would it be crispy? Right. It's just so perplexing how groceries have turned into this crazy phenomenon after we started using smartphones.
We've definitely been tricked into thinking the more expensive something is, the better the quality. Is that why people are scared to buy fruit from small local fruit stands now?
Because the strawberries haven't been flash sterilized and given a tiny house to live in?
Appearances, they can be deceiving. From the outside, an Erewhon store looks pristine, but even they aren't completely safe from unsanitary guests.
Well, next time I'm in New York, I will be eating at a fruit stand every single day until the owner knows me by name. Gotta take advantage of these unbelievable deals, man. I already know they're gonna hate to see me coming, cause I will be like a guy from a math problem. Yep, you heard me right. I said 20 watermelons.
Listen, you don't gotta worry about why one guy is buying 20 watermelons for himself. And if my friend Mark eats 3, Becky plants 5, and Johnny sells 10, how many watermelons will Edvasian have by tomorrow?
What's going on? Hey, you know what transcends all social classes? Tapping the like button before you head out to buy 20 pounds worth of grapes for $2. Or maybe you're paying $20 for 2 luxury grapes. I don't know your life. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.